that was just making cables into singles. Is it worth it? I don't know. I do it more for the space. Don't get that great amount of cable, so work on it as I get it, make it smaller, and it pays more. It's got to pay more. Might not be much more compared to the time for stripping it, but it does pay more to strip your cables into singles. Don't go berating me in the comments on that. You know, there are some cables, it just ain't worth doing. However, the cold weather, I'm not putting fire on today, I've just wrapped up warm. Don't think I'll be spending that much time in here today. That would by Stephen Booth. And he says, I'd like to send you a tool. He never said what it was until I got it, and I was gobsmacked when I got it. Something I've avoided getting. I don't really get that much cable. I'm not a street scrapper, so it's not as though I'm out there like you guys just cutting cables off appliances and vacuum cleaners. So I don't really get that much cable. It's enough that I can just use my knife and strip it in here. But Stephen sent me an email saying he was sent me a tool he thought I could use. Go on, why not? I said I was gobsmacked when I got it. Little note inside saying, only via email, that he's upgraded. He thought I'd be able to use this. And it's a wire stripper. It's a hand crank version. The cuffs, it's going, the cuff. Nothing else inside there. And made in Italy. Now I've been watching Scrapping Irish, who's just been doing a review on one, although he's got the motorised one. Oh, I can't see it being difficult to motorise that, even if it's just a cordless drill. And I have a few of old drills, maybe a 12-volt wiper motor. I do have a very slow, boy, it's a massive big drill, very low, very high torque, but very low speed. So I might be able to adapt something. I've got a sewing machine motor as well with a foot pedal. So that might be something to do. So I think that this video is, today I'm going to take a little time out from getting the job done to tuning up a tool that should help me get the job done faster. Like I say, I've watched a few videos on these. I've never been convinced enough to buy one. Probably, if I was, I'd have to go for the one by Raphael Scrapper, who it has several blades and several holes in a line. I think the difficulty with these, and I've said having watched Scrapping Irish, is it's fine if you've got one particular type of cable, you can tune it in and do it. But then if you go from that size to another size, so that size to that size, you'd have to readjust. Well, to be quite honest, I wouldn't strip that. You know, I normally say if it holds a bend, it's worth stripping. But otherwise, something like that, just wrap up and throw in my singles bag. Let's take it bits. So we'll just whip these guide plates off. Right. Similar to that, really, isn't it? It's you choose the right size of hole for your cable, adjust it so it's going through So we've got a serrated drive. That's going to grip the cable. Don't do that, Ian. You'll cut yourself. On a revolving pizza blade cutter. So 2 grub screws there, lock nut, so you set the height with that, okay, then you lock it tight there once you've fine-tuned it. 2 Allen keys there, so grub screws there, which will help you to take that blade off. And there she's out. What have we got here? Like I said, circular blade. There's a bearing held in with a circlip. So that's fixed. So 2 screws. So I presume you can slacken one, move it left and right, I would guess. Ooh. Oh, you can't feel that. And bearings are that bearing's rough. That's definitely some flat spots on them bearings. But do we want it running smooth? If it ran really smooth, I don't know. A bit of roughness will probably give that bit of friction to allow that to work a bit better. Anyway, I think first thing is looking at that blade. We'll give it a little bit of a tidy up. What about the rest of it? Well, looks pretty. Well, that's nice and smooth. I got a wire brush in, give it a clean round, bit of lube. You can't go wrong with a bit of lube. You know, if it's stiff, a bit of lube will make it slide up and down better. Let me give this a clean. Well, if not anything, I'm rush ice, tighten that up and 1 click back to lock it in. And that, found myself a stone. That's the one I use, and you can see it's had some use. It was perfectly round, that, when I got it. And that's what I use for sharpening me knives. I reckon with that held tight and that held at an angle, well, I see the difficulty there. If I hold it too tight, it stops the burring. Well, you can't focus on that, can you? I'm quite happy at that. It's not razor sharp. I don't want it to be, but it's a lot sharper than what it was. Let's reassemble it. It's like cleaning dog's teeth, isn't it? I just clean that up a bit. Right, so I think that has got to go in there. So the point is going to go in the middle. So I guess the thing is, I hold that there. I hold that in the middle, like that, and then I screw that down. Can you see that? It's not quite in the middle. Now I can get in the middle by twisting it out of alignment, but I don't want that, which means that bit has got to go over a bit. So we've got 2 screws there, so if I slacken one and tighten the other, that should force it over a bit. I'll do that. I'll fine tune that to get that in the middle. Well, I've got that where I'm satisfied with it, so the next thing is to put this guard on. The cable I'm going to be using is this. so it's going to go through that little hole. So this is where I've no instructions, so I have to figure this out. Do I want it going through horizontal to that gap, or do I want it going through on a slight downward angle, which would, I don't know. I'll go horizontal first of all, so I'll put that in there. Put these back in. I've got that where I want it. Right, hand crank handle. We have a flat, so the grub screw is going to have to go on the flat. Here I see a problem coming up already. What's my problem? Let's reposition you. What's my problem? My problem is that's got to be at least that high off my bench. A bit higher. Enough so my knuckles don't catch that. So how are we going to do that? We've got 4 fixing holes under. Yeah, 4 fixing holes under there. Those hold these on. So yeah, I've got my wood vise, so I've got something sticking up there. I can on top and go like that. Right, wood, piece of wood across top, 2 screws down the centre, that's going into the end grain, and 4 screws into a piece of plywood. Then let's go and have a look and think. Well, a piece of box section. Yeah, that piece of box section stuck, clamped into my vise. That was my air intake for when I did my rocket stove. So that I can actually leave on the bottom anyway, even though I've scrapped the rocket stove. That will be my vertical, clamped into my vise. I need a piece of flat to go on top of there with 4 holes in. Big enough. That's tight, that's tight. That's a shame. Oh, it's doable. It's doable. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, it's a bit thicker. A bit thick. Oh, right. That gives me a little bit of play either side. Right. Cut that off, 4 holes in, weld it on top of there, and job's a good one. Now then, see, now then, like John's workshop, I'm kind of a bit rough-arsed when I do these things. He would have a whiteboard up and he'd write it all down, plan, what does he put, order of operations. Well, that's pretty simple, isn't it? Cut to size and put 4 holes in it. But I'm going to weld these holes. How can you weld an hole? You can fill an hole in, you can't weld an hole. Right, okay. I can put... If I drill the holes first, then I weld it on, the heat could make it twist. So I'll weld it on first, then drill the holes. Yep, sounds a plan. Well, okay folks, basic engineering fails because I'm a little bit stuck. That's what it's going to look like. So that's going to be adjustable up and down in my wood vise. That's going to be bolted to that plate, and that plate is going to be welded to the top of there. I don't need go mad, just either side. I'm stuck with, I don't know how to get my hole pattern, because I can't scribe round that in that hole. I suppose I could. I can't punch it. If I punch it, it's there ain't any room to punch it. So I've got to get my hole pattern, then punch it, and then drill it. Found a drill. Well, I just found a tub full of drills, and then just keep sticking one in. That's pretty much a good fit. So we'll probably pilot hole it, then drill it. I still need to get my hole pattern. Yeah, I know I can take it off. I can mark it, and then I keep one of these old calipers for this, so I can just like go about there. Yes, please, love. I'll go about there because it doesn't have to be, you know, it can be within 100th thou or something like that. And then I can take that off there, and then I can mark it, and then I can scribe it across there. Or let's turn that upside down, put it in like that. Or I can go old school, and I can take a piece of paper, put it on top, and with dirty fingers give myself an hole pattern. Hey, who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? So I just put that over there, and I can take a suitable punch, and I can hammer an hole in and get drilling. Easy peasy. Well, it's Christmas cake and coffee time. So once I've done that, I'm going to weld that to there. I'm going to transfer those holes to that. I'm going to take my Aldi 40 volt drill with a pilot hole. I'm going to drill it out, find 4 bolts, nuts, washers. Job should be a simple one. Hey, watch your eyes. Hey. Wrong piece of paper. Bob's your uncle. Let's get some drilling done. Well, if that old pattern matches, I'll plat sawdust. Though as you can see, it's a bit thinner here than it is there. Every little helps. Hey, have you done there? What have you done there? How's that possible? Well, we've got a lovely old pattern there and there, can't deny it. But let's slide that forward. What's gone wrong there? Paper. Hey Matt, you know what I've done, don't you? Stupid. I've lined up with that hole and that hole. That's what I've gone and done. Duh. Oh well. At least I've only 2 more drill holes to do a bit further over. An engineer I ain't, you know. Measure 17 times and cut a few more. No matter how many times I cut it, it's still short. Onwards and forwards. Couldn't make it up, could you? Well, I wouldn't make an engineer as long as I've got an hole in my head. So, I think when I stripped that welding set, I kept all the bolts in, and there's some M8 bolts exactly the right size. Well, I'm saying exactly the right size. Yeah, look there, there's no thread. With my finger, there's no thread sticking out. Well, it's solid, so that goes on there. So I see all that swarf at the end of me. Allen keys picked up. Right, so there we go. I ain't gonna bang me knuckles on there. All I must know is fine tune a piece of wire. That's going to take a while, I think, so I'll switch you off while I do some fine tuning. Right, I've stripped 2 or 3 pieces. 4. I started off by cranking that right down to the bottom, and all that happens is it comes through and then goes to the other side of that blade. I don't know if you can see that. So I've gradually lifted it up. Scrapping Irish's video illustrates it a lot better than I do. How it starts going through and then skips to the side of the blade and rides up. So I'm lifting it up, and I think I've got to the sweet spot where it's just cutting through the cable sheathing like that. Not too deep, that's just about right, but I'm finding out, well, I've got a flat spot there where it hasn't cut, and another flat spot there. So what's the ratio on that? I don't know. Oh, that's right. That's grub screws are at the top. One full revolution. So, have I got a flat spot on the blade where I'll see where hitting the flat spot now. It's a lot easier than on the hands than stripping a blade. It certainly worked. Mr. Stephen Edwards, I can say. Stephen Booth, Dan Edwards. It works. I wouldn't say it's quicker than my knife. I don't know, but it's easier on the hands. It's a lot easier on the hands. Cut 4, easier in the bag. I'm going to carry on fine tuning this. Got plenty of wire to go at. Over them. I'll lift it up a bit more. I've lifted it up a tidgy bit more, so that's. Oh yeah, I've lifted it up a tidgy bit more, and I've got a nice clean slit all the way along. So I think there's a future in this, and possibly a future if I electrify it. Bit fiddly to get going, but once it's going, you can see it's definitely straight that, and that's on braided cable. I'll just show you that's definitely on braided cable. So I think I can work with this. Thank you very much, Stephen. Well, I have to tell you folks, I'm a convert. Not because, well, is it faster? I don't know. I could strip that just as fast with my knife. But what I have found out is I've only got this piece of waste. Now, normally, when I'm using my knife, I end up with all kind of little bits of offcuts, which takes time to tidy up. Here, just stick it in. I think I've just let lucky finding the sweet spot. I have found out I do need to hold it close to the end there. I've got, just comes out like that. I take one end, it don't matter. I just like using my hammer. I don't think there's a need to, but it flattens it, makes it easier for me to get it. That goes that side. It's already in my hand. Wrap it up into a circle, pop it in my bag, grab another, stick it in, start winding. Split the end, pull it up, wind it up, stick it in my bag, grab some more. I'm a convert. I've put off getting one of these for for years. Stephen, thank you. Now that one, I just didn't even touch the sides, because that must be a little bit thinner than them. So I think that's kind of what the problem is. You've just got to keep fine tuning it for the wire size you're doing. I've made a mess of that one. I'm carrying on, but well, I can't. I'm going out for my dinner. See you later again. That's it. I'm gone. Done for good this time. Well, not for good. I'll be back. You know what I mean. Laters, folks.